Hello, everyone. Welcome to Extra Time. My name's Elijah. I'm here with JD, and we are going to talk to you about the stories that didn't make it into the show this week.
We have a couple of fun things that didn't quite make it into the podcast, but that doesn't mean we want to ignore them. And so the first story we're going to talk about is that the creator of John Wick is working on two other video game TV series. One of them is based on My Friend Pedro. The other one is based off of Bendy and the Ink Machine. And both of these sound kind of wild for TV show adaptations. How do you feel about this?
Why?
I,
why? I mean, I know Bendy's really popular with the kids out there because it's a horror game and it has that classic Disney style. But you could have literally told me that the John Wick creator was revealing or was going to be working on two video game series, and I would have never in my life picked these two. So I guess I'm out of touch. I'm old. I'm washed. JD.
I'm old too. My Friend Pedro is literally about a talking banana that shoots people, and I have no idea. I subscribed to HBO Max this week and rewatched Dexter's Laboratory, so I guess that kind of puts you, now you know where I'm at with all this.
I have failed you.
Exactly.
Let's talk about Valorant a little bit. It's actually having its official release. They're going to have a new map. They're going to have a new spicy character. The closed beta is ending. It's entering full release June 2nd. You're out on Valorant.
Okay, look, here's the thing. It looks interesting. I've watched some stuff on Twitch. I didn't get a beta key. I have another friend of mine who literally hypes me to play Valorant. It feels like every other day. And I just don't care. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get myself to want to play this game. I don't know, Elijah. People who like Valorant, I get it. People who don't, I get you more. Moving right along. So let's talk a little bit about Nintendo. Let's talk about some bad news, things that apparently go hand in hand, this absolute dumpster fire of a year that is 2020. One thing that we've learned is that Nintendo may not have an E3 Direct this year. One, because there is no E3, and two, because everyone is so displaced in Japan that it isn't something that they can effectively put together. And so that is very sad news to me. What we might get are some random reveals, kind of like they did with the new Paper Mario game, where they just sort of put out a random YouTube video on a Tuesday afternoon and they're like, hey, by the way, we're making this game. I will miss having a actual direct though, and I'll miss the treehouse. I love those.
The treehouse is pretty great, and all the little characters that pop up. And of all the conferences, they had the most potential to be cringy, but also the most potential to be wholesome. So I will miss it. I will miss it a great deal. What I won't miss is The Division, because I downloaded that game because my friends were like, "Hey guys, we're gonna play this game." I played it once with them, and they never played it with me ever again because I was so low leveled. So I wasted $60 on The Division, which is even funnier because my friend said that he would give me the $60 to buy Division, and I said yes, and then the friend never did it, and so
and
I
then he changed his phone number.
Yeah, exactly. So the new story is that some audio files may have spoiled the upcoming storylines. To you guys, I just pour out a glass and say, enjoy playing The Division. I'm sorry, some of it may have been spoiled, but I'm not on your island. I got kicked off, and I'm really sad about it.
Yeah, I also played The Division a lot at launch, and I remember that there was really no good end game for it. So like you'd hit this like cycle where you're just like trying to go into the dark zone and like do stuff, and it was like the same thing over and over. And I was like, eh. And I realized the ultimate irony of me saying that, because then I think about me playing Destiny 1, which is literally me doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. But it just felt so much better than I could ever get from The Division. So, guys, if you're playing The Division, kudos. I'm not quite sure how you do it.
I don't know how they don't get the same flack that Anthem gets, but whatever. Let's move on.
BioWare, but actually, go on. So we may have gotten a Metroid Prime Trilogy release date leaked. So there is a Swedish game retailer named Init, and they have posted on their website June 19th as a potential date for this trilogy coming out to the Nintendo Switch. It's just a rumor. It was quickly deleted. The site has been somewhat reliable in the past, which is why there's some weight to this. How do you feel? Will you download this if it does come out on the 19th, like instantly?
Day one, baby. Day one.
Yeah.
Metroid Trilogy, Bioshock Trilogy. Just I want Samus and Big Daddy on the screen, just together, hanging. I need
There's got to be some fan art of that exists somewhere.
Yeah, this game's got to come out. We need it. We it's not that we deserve it. It's just we want it, and we'll play it. And Nintendo, you just keep re-releasing your stuff. We're gonna buy it. We're gonna do it.
As a population of gamers, we certainly don't deserve anything, but
No.
yes, it would be fun.
Something else that is very fun is RoboCop is in Mortal Kombat. Why? Who knows? But he's there.
The mashups keep coming hot and fast.
Can you imagine if you told some kid, and this is probably why this is, like some kid from the 80s, 90s, like that.
No idea who RoboCop is.
Yeah, no, well, no. I'm just saying, like, could you imagine like some person who played Mortal Kombat in the arcades, and someone just like came in, just like, hey man, my uncle works at Nintendo, and he said that like RoboCop's gonna be in Mortal Kombat, and they would have been like, you're lying, and then now he's like,
Nintendo.
I told you. It's ridiculous. There's more. There's a whole expansion. There's more DLC. There's a whole new story, other characters. But honestly, it's all about RoboCop.
It's all about RoboCop
Fighting Scorpion.
Yeah,
and Goro. What the
fuck? Okay, let's move on. Android now officially has a very nice 3DS emulator. So it's a version of Citra, which is widely regarded as the best 3DS emulator that's out there. And so it seems to be a very good adaptation. It has motion controls. If you are into that sort of thing, I have no idea why you would ever want to play a 3DS game with motion controls, but if you do, that's built in apparently. And of course, it's an emulator, so there's no software, right? And Citra was very quick to put out a nice little legal disclaimer that says the Citra app does not include any games or any copyrighted systems. You are legally required to dump your Nintendo 3DS games to use with Citra. So yeah, I wonder how long this lasts before it gets shut down somehow.
It's pretty cool, man. I think that I've always wanted a way to revisit the 3DS without actually having to pop out my 3DS. Like, I just wish I know that there's no way to do it on the Switch, but there are a lot of really good 3DS games, or actually a lot of good DS games, like the Final Fantasy remasters, like 4 and like 4 and 3 that they did. Like that art style was incredible. So I like the DS. 3DS is fine. It's good. It has a little nubbin, whatever. This is good though. It's not good that they're stealing the games, but it's good that people can play them.
All right, round us out. What is the last story of Extra Time this week?
The thing that's the furthest from either of our hearts, a new Resident Evil 8 is apparently going to be revealed very soon, as soon as June 10th. And it's apparently, the rumors have it coming out early 2021. Rejoice, Resident Evil fans. Another game in the style of 7. Horrendous, difficult, scary. We don't want it.
Spooky. 2 spooky for me. 3 spooky, 5 me. GamePitch does not endorse. We're not all about the scary games. But I know that a large portion of our listeners are, so congratulations, you win again.
I think like one of the things that should be punishment is like making us have to play scary games on streams, because I would hate that. I would actively hate it
with like really nice headphones on.
Yeah, no, I told you this. I love Control. I only played Control during the day when there was light outside, because that's how afraid of it I was.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, that will be me with Last of Us Part 2 when it comes out. And like, I'll have the volume on like 3 and I'll have closed captioning on. So that way, instead of hearing like horrifying screams, it'll just be captions that are like screaming in distance. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That brings us to the end of this week's Extra Time segment. Thanks for listening, guys. You can check out the GamePitch podcast every Monday on the Project Nerd Network, on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google, all the places. Find the pod. Listen to the pod.
Listen to the pod. The pod is good.
Yeah, JD, take us out.
Everyone, thank you so much. Thanks for listening to Extra Time. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing to the podcast. Thanks for following us on Twitter. Thanks for emailing anything you want to tell us to our email, gamepitchpodcast@gmail.com. Goodbye.
Thanks for sending strange packages to JD.